Excuse me? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Fine, thank you.
Probably not too great if you're here this morning, huh?
What was that?
So probably not too great if you're here this morning.
Actually, I'm just following up on a complaint I made back in February something.
Okay.
Do you mind if I record this for my records?
I do mind. You can't record the conversation.
No?
No, you can't.
Why is that?
Because you're in a police building. This is not a public conversation. If there's any recording, I'll do the recording.
I can't record it.
No, you can't record this.
Is there like or something against that?
Yes, there is.
Okay. Well, I'm just here. Oh, by the way, my name's Alex.
Alex, hey, Sergeant.
Nice to meet you. Sergeant, nice to meet you. I have a couple questions.
Okay.
By the way, let me see. I have them written down on paper.
What happened back in February?
Okay, back in February, I was arrested. And in the jail, while I was in the jail, one of the corrections officers hit me.
Okay.
And I came and made a complaint, and I don't know what ever happened with that.
You were never notified?
I don't believe I was, no.
Did you change an address or anything?
No.
Okay. Do you know who you spoke to?
No, I had his card, but I don't remember what I did with it.
What's your last name?
Carbonell.
You spell it for me?
Carbonell.
Alright, you want me to take a minute and look it up for you?
Sure, if
okay. Is that what you're here to talk about that?
Yeah, I'm here to talk about that, and also I would like to, the corrections officers that put their hands on me, I would like their name, because I remember his last name. I think it was Gonzalez, but I want his full name and his badge number.
Okay, what I'm going to do is I'll go pull up the case number and the information.
Okay.
Now, unfortunately, I can't give that to you. That's what you have to do, a public request. The people at the window right here will tell you. They'll have to go back, and if there's information in there about your medical history, even though it's you requesting it, they'll take that out because your medical history is not public.
Okay.
If there's a juvenile mention in there, that has to be redacted or taken out. Probably not if it's at the jail, but they have to go through the form and then give you a copy of it.
Okay.
And you think this was back in February sometime?
Well, I was arrested on February 19th of this year.
Okay. Have you been arrested before?
Yes.
Okay, but this is this latest arrest? Where were you arrested before you were taken in?
Well, the point...
city or wherever you were arrested?
I was arrested at Scarlett's nightclub. That's where I was. So.
Was that by BSO? Do you remember? Or
it was Broward.
BSO? Broward. All right. Sit tight for a second. You want to sit in here or you want to sit in the lobby?
I'll wait for you.
All right.
Fine.
I'll be right back. the process you have complaints are investigated. Is when you came in, and this is why it took me longer than normal, is your complaint is handled one of three ways. Either it's handled at the administrative level, meaning the jail level, it's made a case where there's enough evidence for it to be reviewed by a civilian review board where they make a judgment on if the case is founded or unfounded, meaning if they believe what you say or the deputies say, they decide discipline, if any, after that. And the third is like a preliminary investigation where one of the sergeants back here will take statements, interview everybody, and things like that. You're ended up in the third level where there wasn't enough to initiate a PII, a preliminary investigation, or a PC complaint. A PC complaint is what goes upstairs is reviewed by civilians.
Okay, I have a question for you.
Sure.
There was a video of what happened at the jail. I'm sure that's surveillance, or how do you say that, cameras.
Okay.
Is there any way, do you guys have that? Do you guys have that?
Yeah, if there was one, it would have been part of the case. So you need to...
Is that video available?
Yeah, it should be available to you. You have to, when I'll walk you out here, the girl at the front desk here will...
Okay, what else? What kind of question that I'm trying to think of a question to ask. So you said it was a third level.
Right, it was looked at, and there wasn't enough information. Either it was, see, I don't know the status. I can't pull it up.
Okay.
Because of that, it would take me an hour. They might be able to find it faster. But there wasn't enough evidence, and what you came in and said, it might have been your word against the deputy, or your word against whoever it was, or two deputies, or three deputies against what you might have said.
Okay, but this, I'm going to just let you know what happened right off the bat. It was basically they told me to put my face on a machine.
Okay.
And I said I didn't consent to that. And they, told me to put my face on the machine, and I said I didn't consent to that. And I simply didn't understand what it was. And that's why they hit me. Well, the guy that hit me was, I think it was Gonzalez, if I'm not mistaken. And I was cuffed and thrown in a cell. And I was in pain for about 30 days.
Okay.
To my ribs. So I don't believe that, constitutes like physical aggression or violence. Just for the simple fact that I don't understand or I don't consent. That's not.
Because you realize when you're in jail, you don't have consent. When you're told to do something in jail, just like on the street, the police officer tells you what to do, you're supposed to do that.
Am I supposed to do that?
No, I'm telling you. You realize that if you're in custody, if you're at the jail, and a deputy tells you to do something.
So I have to do that. So that means if I don't do it, I'm going to get beat.
I didn't say that, did I?
No, you didn't.
Okay, then don't put words in my mouth. What I said, if someone tells you to jail to do something, you're supposed to do it. Now, I didn't review your case. Another sergeant did.
I understand.
Okay, and I don't have that case to look at, so you can get from them. Okay? But if you're not listening to what the deputies are telling you to do, where does it end? Okay.
I understand that point that you just made, but the simple point of if someone tells you that they don't understand, it doesn't mean, that it deserves a beating.
I agree with you.
It's nothing to do with violence, Understanding something and violence are two different things.
Okay. I completely understand.
My question to you is, I know I asked this question again, but how can I get his name? The guy from the jail. Can I look at some pictures or?
Well, how did they do it? When you came in for your first complaint, did you give a statement to somebody?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have the name of the deputy then, or you weren't sure of it?
Yes, I believe it's Gonzalez, but it's been a couple months.
Okay.
I might have.
When we leave here, I'll let you talk to the girl at the front desk. I'll walk around and I'll ask her how we get a copy of your complaint to you, and then from there you can look at it and see what was done in the investigation.
Okay, and you said the video is available.
If there was a video brought here from the jail provided us a video, then it would be with the packet.
So it would be at the front desk with the girl?
Yeah, we'll get it. Okay. What happens when a case comes from the jail is if it's normally when there's an incident and if they document what happened, they send us a whole packet of paperwork and things like that. And that might have been what happened in your case. Now, if you've got 3 deputies telling us one version of what happened, and you say there's another version of what happened, and there is video or there is no video, that's the way it's going to look to us. If there's video that supports what they say, then that's unfortunately the way it goes. Now, if there's video saying that they were wrong and shows that they lied in reports, unfortunately we have arrested them before, jail deputies, and deputies on the road have been taken to court and trial for things like that. This hasn't risen to that level. So when you review it, take a second. You can sit in the lobby and look at it. They might say, hey, come back in an hour, we need to pull it up. I don't know what it's going to take. Well, that's them. Look at it, and that should explain everything, because what's going to happen is you will see it, that the sergeant you talk to will write everything you guys talked about. Then they'll write what they did is the investigation. They reviewed all the paperwork, they reviewed the video, whatever they did. They interviewed people, they talked to whatever is done, and that investigation will be on that sheet of paper. If there's video, it should be attached to that. Okay? All right. You ready to go to that?
Yes.
Do that next?
Thanks.
Okay.
I appreciate your help.
No problem. I know it's kind of frustrating, but, you know, head up to the window and I'll walk around this way.
Thanks for your help.
Good, thanks.
I'm not sure how we do keep them, but I'm not sure what the distribution of them would be.
Is he not here yet?
No, she's not coming back until I think Thursday.
Okay.
So if you want to leave,
I'll get a number.
okay, either that or maybe Jesse knows how it works. I'm not sure.
The form which has been filled out for you or was done with you with your investigation is called citizen contact. It's not kept for public record. Once the lieutenant reviews it, that's the end of it.
Okay, so
there is nothing, since it didn't become a case or rise to a level of a case, the investigation was over.
okay, so my question to you is, how can I follow up? Like, can I make another complaint?
No. If it's been investigated, we're not going to look into a case the same twice.
Okay, how can I get this person's name?
I have no idea. If it's Gonzalez, I don't know what else more you need. We don't have 10 Gonzalez's though.
The thing is, like, I want to file a lawsuit against this guy.
Okay.
Really.
Okay. Do you have an attorney?
I don't.
Okay, that's your first step. Let me give you some advice. I'm not an attorney, but I talk to people all the time about it because they come to us. If you get an attorney, run the whole case by him. That's your first step, and he'll do all the research because he's going to be looking at dollar signs himself. That's what they're for. He'll do the research. He'll look at here. He'll be able to subpoena public records, everybody that begins with Gonzalez, and then you can look at all the Gonzalez and say that's him. If it gets that far with your attorney.
Okay, the thing is, I don't have any money to hire an attorney, so I have to do the paperwork myself.
Well, if you think you have a good case, an attorney will sit down for you for free. Now, I can't give you legal advice. Right. But if they're have to make money. So if they see money in this, BSO's got deep pockets. Yeah, that's what they're going to think.
The thing is, I'm not out to make money. I'm out to do what's right. Well, so I'm not interested in money. I'm just interested. Right. I'm just interested in this guy not doing that to anybody else. Okay. For any reason.
Well, that was our job. Our job was to look into your complaint, and if there was enough in your complaint, we would move forward with it. Whoever investigated it deemed that there was not, whether through evidence with their documentation, with video, or whatever. So whatever happened that night, what you said either wasn't true or wasn't 100% true, or the deputies had a different version of it and documented it that way.
Okay, that's the thing. All those deputies work together. And they're all gonna. It's like a team.
Okay, I realize that.
I'm just one guy. I don't work there.
I realize that.
If there's 10 deputies and they're friends, they're gonna say, you know.
I know exactly what you're saying.
Okay, so
But do you think that an attorney, you can have a lawsuit against that?
I'm not really interested in the lawsuit. I'm interested in him learning a lesson, because I don't want that to happen to anybody else for any reason.
Let me also set this clear real quick. It's not up to you to teach our employee a lesson. Okay, that's on us. That's what we do. If we found something was wrong, he would have been disciplined for it. Unfortunately, right or wrong with your case, you got to realize hundreds of people walk in here every month to make complaints. A lot of them are legitimate, and yours very well might be. There wasn't enough here for that. Okay? We can't give you the name of our deputy, because I don't know you. I don't know if you're going to show up at his house, show up at his job.
No, listen. Okay, sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's okay. I just want to explain to you. You are not to show this guy a lesson. This is our job. That sounds bad when you tell me that you want to show him.
I'm sorry if you misunderstood it. It's not that I want to teach him a lesson.
That's what you said.
I understand. That's what I said, but that's not what I meant. What I meant is
you don't have anybody else.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, that's fair enough.
Exactly.
When we see people constantly making complaints against the same people, that's flagged in our system. Okay. Now I don't know if this is the case where this guy would have been that, and he's referred to, other people. But unfortunately, in your situation, there wasn't enough information to go forward. Whether it was 10 people that said, no, that didn't happen, it was his fault, he turned around and who knows what, he turned around and raised his hands. Okay, well then, it's go time, unfortunately. I don't know, I can't pull it up, but I'm telling you, if there was more evidence to show, it's not like, it's easy for me to say, we're not here to protect those guys. I never worked in the jail, I don't know any of them. Okay, our job is to make sure that they do what is in this policy book that's that thick.
Right.
And if they violate somebody's rights, if they beat somebody, well, you know what? We go to state attorneys all the time and present cases to them. This doesn't rise to that level, unfortunately.
I understand that. I'm still trying to, because I want to file paperwork against this man.
Okay. What do you mean, we'll file paperwork? You already made your complaint.
I want to file paperwork against him for actually putting his hands on me with the courts.
Okay.
Because if you guys aren't going to do anything about it, I want to do something about it.
Okay. You need to make a police report then. Okay. You'll have to go to, they're going to refer you back to us. Okay. This has happened in the city of Fort Lauderdale. I would recommend you maybe go to Fort Lauderdale Police Department and make a police report. Okay, it happened at the jail. The jail is in Fort Lauderdale. And you can tell them what happened. Do I think they'll take a report? I have no idea if they'll take a report from you or not. Because you already came to Internal Affairs, made a complaint. We looked into it. There wasn't enough to go any further.
Okay. So the city is that the police? Is that the police station, like right across the street? Like
1800 West Broward. Yep.
All right. I appreciate your help.
No problem. If you get an attorney, he's whether you're doing it for the right reason or not, if an attorney gets it, they're going to do it for the dollars. And if they see dollars in this case, they'll pick it up and do it for you for free.
Right.
So, I mean, I don't tell people go, look for attorneys, but if that's what you think is the right thing to do, sit down, talk to somebody, give them your case, and they'll be like, oh, we'll look into it, or sorry, there's not enough there. Okay. They'll try to contact us, or they'll contact here, and they'll get the same answer possibly, or they can find out who this Gonzalez is. I don't know who Gonzalez is. There's probably a ton of them working.
There's a lot of Gonzalez.
Okay.
I know that.
So
for a fact.
Yeah. So.
All right.
Okay. So I hate to send you out like this, but that's all I got for you.
I rode my bike all the way over here from Miami, so.
You rode your bike from Miami for this?
Yeah. It has a little motor, but
All right.
All right. Thanks.
Sure.